Hi everyone, Hobby Hussy here. I am doing my very first video today for everyone who is interested in feather string art in an acrylic pour. This is my very first feather string pull, and I thought I would show everybody how easy it is on my own channel. I've been watching this and it looked pretty easy, so I thought I would attempt the very first one on video. And I've done some editing, but I've pretty much left it like it is. Here I am mixing up my white acrylic paint that will go straight on the canvas. We want this to be a water-like consistency, so I've added twice as much pouring medium as I did acrylic paint, and I will list the products that I use down below the video so that you can recreate this exactly if you want. I've mixed this all up really good, and I then decided that it wasn't thin enough, so I added some water and thinned it out even more, because you do want this to be pretty thin on your canvas as a base for your other colors to work off of. And then I start with my colors. You put colors in a straight line. Here I'm doing yellow, so I do a yellow line, and then I skip down a little bit, do another yellow line. And you do this as many times as you think is necessary to get to about this point, and there's no precise measurements here. Looking back, I think I would have done it a little bit differently. I think I would have mixed the paints in a bottle and then made my little lines, but live and learn. So here's a teal color that I really love because it's the color of my kitchen, and that's what I'm shooting for. I want to do a painting that I can hang on the wall near my kitchen. So I really like this color, so I did a double shot of it. So teal, teal, and more teal. And then I put some orange in there. I really like the peach color, and I didn't quite achieve that, but orange is pretty too. So I put some orange in here, and then I went back and filled in between the lines with gold. So I put gold between here, as soon as I can get it out. But your goal is to fill in every inch of this rectangle piece of plate. So keep on doing it. And I think I go back in with some yellow here because I really wanted yellow in the painting too. So, and I've listed the colors down below so that you can recreate this exactly, almost, if you want to, doing just exactly the same thing. Now I find my string, and this is a waistband string from a pair of sweatpants. And it's kind of thick for this, but I like the effect that it gave me in the end. Next time I might try a thinner string, but this time this is the string I ended up with. So you measure it out where you want the feather, and this time I wanted a diagonal, and you need some on both ends so that you have room to pull the string. So I am putting the white paint on the canvas and spreading it all out as best as you can. I tried to spread it with the popsicle stick, but I wasn't very successful, so I went ahead and used my gloved hand to spread this out. And you want it spread evenly, and you want it to be a thin layer. You don't want it too thick or goopy in any one place. You want it to be very soupy, but not super thin. It's kind of hard to explain, so I hope that the video will help you realize just how thin or thick you need to make it. The paint needs to kind of glide across the canvas. Now I take my plate full of colors and I put my string in it. And you want to do like a snake design so that every inch of your string that you're going to put on the canvas has color on it. So here, when you start, you can leave a little bit out so that you can grab it without getting your fingers too dirty. But see how I've done a snake so that there's color on the bend in the string as well as the rest, because if I would have taken that bend outside of the rectangle of color, there would have been a blank spot in my feather, which would not have been pretty. So I'm shoving the string into the paint as well as I can, and my string is a little bit thick, like I've said before, so I've kind of brushed the paint up onto the string with my fingers. But you need to make sure that the entire string is coated with pretty colors, except for the two ends where you need to grab. And now I put the string diagonally across the canvas, and it doesn't have to be straight. It can have as many curves as you want. That's as straight as I wanted it. But now you start lifting up on one end of the string and pulling it up into a U. But as you pull it up into a U, you kind of pull it off of the canvas. You can make that feather as thick or as thin as you want. But keep pulling it off and see how it makes just a pretty half of a feather. Then I put the string back down exactly where in the middle of the feather, where it should be, and I kind of tap it down a little bit. And then I start pulling it off and up in a U shape and up off of the canvas. And you can control how thick you want the feather. I mean, I said this before, but it's up to you how thin or thick you want your feather. And what I would have done differently here is at the end, I would have pulled it tighter in so that my feather would be better shaped at the top here. So here I am doing the middle of the feather. I got a new string and I dipped it in some burnt umber 2 or 3 times, I think. And then I bring the painting back and I put the burnt umber string right where I want the middle of the feather to be, and lay it down right in the middle, and then I kind of tap it down onto the painting to get the brown umber onto the painting. And I probably could have slid my finger across, but I didn't want to take that chance. But I lift it up carefully and it looks like the middle of a feather pretty good. So I think this turned out pretty good for a first time. I'm pretty happy with it.